Hi friends, I am back for day 7 of the mixed media tags that Nikki and I are doing on our Facebook group International Crafters, as well as on our YouTube channels here. So this is day 7, which is, the theme is Crackle Smackle. Sorry about the puppies in just lying there whining at the door in the background. So the kids chose my colors for me: green, pink, and blue. It was actually supposed to be like a different color. The pink was the closest I could come up with the color Kira chose. Anyways, magenta I think she chose, but that was the closest. And so I decided to go with mixed media, more of a mixed media way with this, and I added the 3 different colors that I normally do on my journal page. I also grabbed some tissue papers that I had stamped out or had different images on. So here I am putting some glue on here, and I just use PVA glue that's got a little mixture of water. Kind of acts just like matte or like Mod Podge or something like that. And here is some music note paper that I have received somewhere, I can't remember where, and I'm just putting it all over like I would do in a journal. So just on a smaller piece, like a tag. So I do that. I'm also adding paper napkin. I just had to tear the first layer on there. Sorry about the dog. Can't control those little puppies. So this particular paper napkin is for mixed media. I got it from Michael's. I can't remember the name off the hand right now, but I'm sure some of you recognize it. And then I just put more glue on there. And the theme, as I said, was Crackle Smackle. So I did have 2 different types of crackle things in my stash. One was crackle paste, and that's the first medium I used, and the other was crackle glaze. The crackle paste was putting it on really thin worked, but when I did it through the stencil, it didn't quite work the way I wanted to. It does have a really nice texture, and I think the end result looked really good. I'll read the crackle paste. It says dimensional white crackle paste that creates eggshell cracking patterns as it dries. Use alone or through a stencil. Apply with a palette knife. So it is also tintable. Anyways, I might have not let it dry because I really worked on this project quickly, so that could be why it didn't crack the way I wanted to, and maybe leaving it alone for a while I might notice more crackle in it. But then I also did the second layer of crackle. So there's the crackle paste that I'm going to put on. So thinner coats really did work good, so I could have scraped along a little bit more, pulling some of that out of my stencil more. So I did a few patches of this on with the stencil, and then I also scraped a little bit on its own without the stencil. So just to let you guys know, although you probably see it, but yeah, so just to see what difference is in there. And I really just went for texture, no kind of matchy or anything on this tag, just texture look, because that was the whole thing, Crackle Smackle. So that's me putting the crackle paste on. Gotta dry that up. I tried to dry it on a low heat, and like I said, right away the thin corner there crackled up really nice. The other thicker pieces didn't crackle so nice, but if I would have let it dry naturally, usually if you let these kind of products dry naturally, they work better than trying to rush them with the heat tool. But if you know me, I am not one to wait forever for something to dry. So I just decided to go with more layers. So what I did is add a little yellow to my what I did, the color. Instead of tinting the color and then putting it on, I just went over it, and then I watered it down to pull some of it off, and to kind of age it with a funky yellow instead of just you know, a beige or a brown. Just wanted to age it bright color, and pull it off. Pull a lot of the yellow that was just too much with water. Just kept soaking it and rubbing it in. Also, I was kind of hoping that maybe leaving it not really leaving it alone, but not heating it anymore might activate the crackle. I don't know, or pulling something off. Whatever. It didn't. I like the result of the way the color kind of pulled off and had some on and some off, but it didn't help my crackle any. So just drying it up again, and then that's when I decided to, I knew I was going to put the crackle glaze at the end, try both of these products. And this is a transparent clear glaze, so it looks really, really nice. I like it. And I'll just read to you guys, I put it upside down, what it says. It says water-based fast drying top coat that creates eggshell cracking pattern as it air dries. See, I was not air drying it, I was blow drying it. I was using the heat tool. Apply heavy coat with a brush over sealed surface. Glaze self levels and does not do not overbrush, as this may prevent cracking. The size of the cracks will vary depending on the thickness of the application. Once dry cracks can be enhanced by using Media Antiquing cream, soap, and water to clean up. So what I did to enhance this is, you'll see at the end, because I did crackle a bit and I did like the texture that it did leave, but because I'm rushing through it all, it probably didn't, hey, come on, Thor, Loki, stop. It didn't do the look that I probably should have waited for, but I really like it. So this is a crayon from the store. It's a water soluble crayon, and I put that all over the edge and kind of around my spackling, and then I just used that as my way to pull up the cracks a bit. It was like a dark wash kind of a thing over it, and just kept pulling it off until I was happy with the shade that I got. And then I air dried that again too, since I have such patience. And then that was that. But I do kind of a close-up, and I do like the results of the texture. I might not have got the best or crackle look that perhaps I should have been looking for, but to be honest, I like the way it turned out a lot. So this tag did work for me. Sometimes it's those happy accidents that really, you learn a lot from. And I don't usually use any kind of crackle paste or anything like that. The reason being, I am not a patient person. I am not. And that's why these things are still full and I don't use them very often. It's probably been well over a couple of years since I used them, which I'm pretty impressed that the case, that packaging didn't dry them out. Like they're sealed pretty good. So that is it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this play with the Crackle Smackle. Was it that? And check out Nikki's video, because she'll have one up and it'll be amazing. The description should be in the box below. I'll get it as soon as I get hers. I wake up, because we have like way different hours, so as soon as I get up and out of bed and that kind of thing, I throw her link in there below. So sometimes my video will be going before her link's in there, but it will be there eventually. So that is it, my friends. I'm using the raffia that I've been using for all my other tags. I thought I want to use this stuff up, so that's what I've been doing. And I put my hole in there, I add my eyelet, and I chose a nice dark, kind of old looking one that kind of looked really, not rusty, but looked worn. I was trying to show you there. Some of them kind of look a little dingier than others. Some of them are really shiny, just to have different textures, I guess. And I like this one because it went with my wash I put over it, so that's why I chose it. Now I'm trying to show you guys the texture here, and I don't know if it shows very well, but I absolutely loved how it looked, so I like it. It might not be quite the crackle, but I could always put another layer and see how that looks. But yeah, I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to push the like button, because that's always helpful. And yeah, I will talk to you all soon, and check out Nikki's video below. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Bye bye for now.